Hello friends, welcome to another video on JSON, and in this video I'm going to cover the basic JSON value pairs, and then I will cover special characters and escape sequences in JSON. Then we will have some examples on the syntax rules of JSON. After that, we will have some discussion on JSON objects, JSON arrays, and then we will cover very important concept in JSON, that is JSON schemas and validation. And then at the end, I will discuss the JSON data structure with examples. So let's start the video. So let us start with the JSON value pairs. So JSON value pairs means it's a combination of key and value separated by a colon. So if you see here, in a very basic example, we have name as a key and John Doe as a value. So here we have a key, colon, and then value. So it's a combination of key, value with, and in between we have a colon. So this is called JSON value pairs. So if you see in this example, this is a JSON object, okay? And let me explain this example. So here we have this first key value pair, name is the key, John Doe, which is a string, it's a value. Same way, we have another key value pair in this JSON. We have age as the key and 30 as the value. Now this 30 value is a number. So if you see, the key values should be in double quotes. It should be string, but the value could be either string, it could be a number, it could be another object, or it could be again a string or boolean or anything. So the value could be any JSON data type. Okay, now let us move to the next page, and in this page we will discuss about the JSON special characters and escape sequences. So in JSON we have some special characters, means some characters which have special meaning. So those characters are used for specific purposes. So now these characters need to be escaped with a backslash. For example, if you see, if you want to use double quotes in JSON, then we need to escape it using backward slash. So if we want to put double quotes in between the JSON value, we have to use backward slash and then double quotes. So if in this example, if you see, we have a basic JSON with the key as message with the value hello world. Now if we want to have hello world in double quotes in the value, then see, we cannot directly write double quote hello world. So for these double quotes we have to use backward slash and then double quotes. So this is called escape sequence. So backward slash is the escape sequence here. So here is a list of all the common special characters in JSON and their escape sequences. So we have first double quotes, backslash. So if we want to use backslash, then we have to use double backslash. Forward slash, we have new line, we have carriage return, we have horizontal tab, we have Unicode characters. So if we want to use any Unicode characters, we have to use backslash U, and then we can follow it with the hexadecimal code. So I hope this is clear. Let's move on to the next part. And in this part, we will have some examples and we will discuss the syntax rules. So this is a basic JSON array which consists of 3 JSON objects. So basically it's an array of 3 objects, and all the objects have name and age as a key. So we have a kind of record of 3 people, okay, as a JSON. Now the syntax says JSON objects are enclosed in double curly brackets. Okay, so always if we want to have a JSON object, it should be in curly bracket. So it should be between curly bracket. This is the start and this is the end. And if we want to have JSON array, it should be enclosed in a square bracket. and the values should be separated by comma in both the cases, in either in JSON object also and in JSON arrays also. Key must be a string, which I told you, and the values could be any JSON data type. A strings must be enclosed in double quotes. So always remember, we cannot use single quote. We have to use double quotes in the key of JSON. Okay. Numbers do not need to be enclosed in double quotes. So number you can write directly without double quotes. Booleans can be either true or false. Null is represented by null. So if you want to have a null, just put null there. White space characters are ignored, so that is why you can write it in this beautiful way. So you can have a new line for the for different records. Okay. And very important to remember, comments are not allowed in JSON. So you cannot use comments inside JSON. So I hope this syntax rule is also clear to you. And let's move on to another part, and creating JSON objects and arrays. Okay, so here in this page, we are going to create a JSON object and array. So suppose we have a JavaScript object. Okay, now this JavaScript object contains name, age employed, and hobby. Okay, now we want to convert this JavaScript into JSON. For that, we have a method called JSON.stringify. Convert this JavaScript object into JSON. Okay, so JSON.stringify, convert it into string. So now if we do the console.log, it will be converting it into a JSON. Okay, so similar way, if we have an array with 3 values, apple, banana, and orange, and again we want to convert this array into a JSON, we have to use JSON.stringify, and we will pass the fruits. So once we pass this, we will get the value. So let me explain also here. Let me create it for you. So let's go to console. And here, let me open it like this. Let me put the console values here. And let's enter. And if you see here, this is like converted into like we have a JavaScript object. Now we converted it into JSON. So in JSON, if you see here, you can see now the name is in double quotes, but in JavaScript, it was not in double quotes. Similar way, if we have a basic, let me put it basic array, and if we want, we converted it into JSON, then it will be apple, banana, and orange in double quotes. So this JavaScript array becomes a JSON. Okay. So let's move to another page, and this is very important. JSON schema and validation. So basically, suppose we have a JSON. We are creating a JSON for our enterprise or our company, and we want to have a schema for the JSON. To create a schema, we use a schema, has a schema, and let's see an example. So this is basically a JSON schema, and this basically consists of rules that the JSON must follow. So let's go to this schema directly. So we are declaring a schema here, and this is a type of object. So this schema will only support a object. So the JSON should be object. Second, it should have 2 properties, name and age and email. So 3 properties. Name should be of string, age should be of it should be number, and it should have a minimum 18 and 60, maximum of 60 value. Email should be of string, and it should have a format of email. So let's say this website is this is a website for checking the validation of JSON schema. So here on the left side we have a schema, and this schema says this should be object, and the properties should be name, it should be type, it should be string. So if you see, I have given the input on this JSON. I have created a JSON with the first value name Rakesh, and see it is type string, so it should always be string. If I change Rakesh to 100, then I will get the error invalid type. Okay, so we should have a string here. So again, if I put a single quote, it doesn't work, so we have to put double quote. Okay, so this way, this is basically a schema, and we must follow the schema rules here. Now, next, let's move on to JSON data structure. This already I have covered. So basically, data structure means what are the data types that are supported in JSON. So we have object, and this is a simple object which contains three key value pairs: name, age, and city. We have array, and then this is an array of objects. We have string, we have then numbers, we can have boolean true or false, and we can have null values also. So I hope this JSON data structure and the examples are clear to you. So let's meet up in the next video. Till then, thank you.